Hello. Today I was browsing printables.com and came across this cool little helmet that I'd like to print. I'd like to take this and scale it up, make it quite large, and instead of printing on resin printed helmet, I want to create this with a normal standard PLA style material with the FDM printer. So let's get started. Let me download this, and I already have downloaded it. I'm just going to put it onto a separate screen and throw it into Orca Slicer. So let's get started. Now I have Orca Slicer open. Let's grab that download and throw that STL into Orca Slicer. And I have like my standard settings already for Creality K1 SE printer. Alright, so now I'm going to just kind of hover over this. So if I was to print this like this, it probably would have some difficulties and would not have a very good base. It would most likely fall off. Let's see what it says. So in this one right here, it's showing me the blue are the overhangs, and so it's showing me that only this would be supporting the whole thing, which is not enough for sure. The printer would come across and maybe touch one of these walls and this would snap off. All right, so what I want to do is I want to create some support on this. And we know our printers, our FDM printers, can print, basically 45 degrees up. So this might be okay. I'm going to rotate this a little bit, and I'm going to actually put a support on the back right here. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing, or let me show you what I'm going to do. And hopefully you guys can use this to make better prints for yourself and better supports. So let's go to prepare. We're going to prepare this right here. We're going to rotate this a little bit. So rotate, grab this little red guy right here, and rotate that just a tiny bit. And that shows me that readjusted it, and it shows me that now I have a gap here. So let me fix that, and I'm going to put supports on that gap right there. Let me lower it down just a little bit. Let me grab that red arrow, okay, right there. Okay, and now I'm going to go to this other one right here, which is support painting, or you can hit L. All right, I'm going to hit support painting, and I'm going to draw a circle around here, and that's going to create all my support. So let me do my pen size. Looks like I'm drawing on here. So I'm going to draw right here. So anything here, let me rotate this a little bit. There we go. And you want to draw right there. And this will build a tree on it, okay? So let me look at the other side. How's that? Ooh, that's a little bit too much. There, if I hold down Shift key, I can erase. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I can erase a little bit, hold down Shift and go over that to erases that. All right, so now we're gonna go to, actually we're gonna go over here to support. We're gonna tell this that we want a tree, first enable. Then we go over here to tree manual, and now it's going to build a tree on here, and I kind of keep these mostly the same. It worked out good for me. So now I'm going to slice that. So it's going to slice through this, and let's take a look at that. So okay, looks like it did some area up here. I actually don't want the tree to go way up there, so I'm going to go back into my slicer here and prepare. I want to double check this area right here. Tree manual. Click on that guy. Let's go back here. Support painting. Now, oh, look at that. There's some green there. So I want to remove that by hitting Shift. Hold down your Shift key. Just kind of hover over that. Let's look at anything else I might have goofed. All right. So now we just have the very bottom, which is great. Let me go back to slice plate. All right. There's my tree. And it looks pretty darn robust now. That looks like it's definitely going to hold this. It's going to go, it's going to print straight up. And we can look at the print pieces, the scan through it, each layer by layer right here. And let me see if my quality, and do I have any infill? I have a 15% infill on this one. So that's filling it a little bit, okay? It's going to create some strength for it. That should be good. And then we can scan through this and see how it's going to look. So if you're satisfied with that, you can go with more infill if you want. But I found that 20 or 15% works pretty good, and you can actually change this from crosshatch to gyroid, which actually I think makes a stronger print. So let's look at this. It's going to take 40 minutes to print this. It's a rather small helmet, so if you want to scale this helmet up, here's how we can do that. We can go to back to prepare, and we can click on our helmet, and now we can go over here to scale. So now we're just going to we're going to make sure this is uniform, otherwise it makes it all weird and misformed like that. We don't want that. Let's hit Control Z or hit that right there, and let's grab one of these corners right here. So you see how it's building it uniformly now up, and that seems pretty good right there. Let me take a top view look. Let me go a little bit bigger. Top view. Yep. So it's almost filling my build plate. No, it's half of my build plate. So let's go to slice plate. Now we're going to see our tree update. It's going to take quite a bit longer to do, and a lot more material. So 4 hours and 41 minutes, and material is going to cost $2.17 for this helmet, and it's going to use 33 meters of 36 millimeters of filament. Okay, so some of this will be thrown away. Of course, you'll break this off eventually and throw it away. So there it is. Yeah, I have printed this already, and I'll show you a picture of it and let you see how it looks. I think it printed pretty darn good. So it's not as smooth as the SLA material, but you can sand this down and put some Bondo over top of it, and then paint it whatever color you want. But yeah, so this did print just fine, just like this. All right, so here is my first print. So I took the print and I printed just like that, sitting down on the base. Okay, and that one printed okay. There, once I was trimming the trees off, the trees didn't come off so well, and they made it undesirable. So that's why I chose a different method, different way of printing. So this one was printed like this. This one was my first one I attempted to print like that, and you can see the you can see that's how it built it up. And then finally, this is the scaled version of it. Okay, so quite a bit bigger, and you see the tree system, how it printed. Let's get it. Okay, we get some stringing going on. I can fix that with changing my heat and retraction and stuff like that, but this stuff just comes right off. It's not a big deal. Anyway, so there is my tree system. That's how it was sitting down. So that one printed out just fine, and look at how this overhang printed. Yeah, you got some little goofy little strings on the back, but that's not so bad. Yeah, overall this printed really good. I'll eventually take this off, paint this up, or sand it down or whatever, and yeah, put it with my favorite football team. So thanks for watching. Bye.